Previously on the Shade Tree Surgeon channel.
Kyle, what do you give my over-under on this making it 4,000 trouble-free miles? It's got the Amanda Zitto seal of approval.
One giant step for scumbag kind. Yo, we pulled over here and I saw a whale. Wonder after wonder. What a freaking view.
And it's not even like a rest stop or like a scenic overlook. This is just how this part of the world looks. This is just how it be. I audibly gasped. I mean, it's so huge. But David himself, once again, Black Hammer and White Lightning on the trail. What's up, weirdos? Shade Tree Surgeon here. It is day 2 of our me and David Tyler's adventure on a brand new 2022 Harley-Davidson Lowrider ST and a very much not brand new 1979 Shovelhead FXE. And I'm surprised only in so much as that Shovelhead has not leaked one drop of oil, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because I just checked the oil and it's a little low. The oil went somewhere, but it wasn't on the ground. No, I'm filming this.
So if I picked it up and got in the camera shot, that would not be a good thing?
I'm trying to figure out how to, once in my life, ever load.
Well, hurry up. I'm getting tired of this guy.
If I ever figure out how to load my bags twice the same way, I can't. I'm already sweating, dude. I was like, oh, dude. It didn't take as long as the first time, believe it or not. By the end of the trip, I should have it down to like 10 or 15 minutes or so instead of a solid half hour with a snack break in between. If you ever needed a measure of David's patience, all you have to do is measure how tall I am and how much I weigh. David has 5'12.5" feet and 300 pounds of patience. We've measured it.
I just want to know one thing. How many miles do I have to put on a shovelhead before I'm allowed to say shovelhead till I'm dead? Shovelheads were rolling off the line when I was 1 year old and the Evo was coming out. I've done almost an iron butt on one. I'm about to do one across the country. I feel like pretty soon here I'll be able to say shovelhead till I'm dead. You tell me. All right, I was just crowing about my shovelhead and freaking there's not one drop of oil on the ground. So let's see if it starts. Boom, baby. Oh, there's David. Yeah, a little easier. Sounds a little better when David starts that Lowrider ST. Sacramento. It's still kind of sinking in that I'm not in Florida. I still am like absolutely amazed by that. No, I am not in Florida. I'm in California on a 44-year-old motorcycle that I just picked up yesterday. All right, here we go. There he goes. Dude, that thing is fucking badass. Yeah, I'm about as fast as I'm gonna go. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of upgrades on the Lowrider ST versus the old shovel, baby. You can literally ride circles around it. But does it have the steez of a 79, baby? I think not. Well, I'm heading to Sacramento because, you know, who plans better than old Shade Tree Surgeon for a multi-day, 4,000-mile adventure on a 44-year-old vintage Harley-Davidson? So I planned for that by only bringing one pair of jeans because I forgot my pile of 3 pairs of jeans at home. I also forgot my sheepskin for the seat, and I'm sure as time goes on, I'll figure out a few other things I forgot too. So I think for like a cross-country trip, maybe at least 2 pairs of pants is in order. Because let me tell you what, man, cross-country, if you don't, and I've got other things I'm testing out for chafing as well, but let me tell you what, man, when you weigh 300 pounds and you're perching your fat ass on a little postage stamp of hard leather, you gotta do a couple things to make sure your ass doesn't look like a baboon's by the time you get off the bike. And that old monkey butt pattern, that stuff just doesn't cut it. It really doesn't work very well. But I'm actually working with the company to make my own product for that, because doing all these long trips, one of the things that I found out is there are things you need. Sunburn, my ass chafing, and my sciatic hurting. And I've actually got 3 things that I've been working with this company that makes some CBD and some THC lotions and products and stuff like that to make my own stuff. I know there's plenty of people who have done way more miles than I have. Crossing the country this many times, I got kind of an idea of what I want. I'm gonna see if it works, because working's the other side of the equation. But I know what I want.
IKEA. Let me tell you what, man. I've got some other stuff to combat it too, like I was talking about, but the anti-chafe secret, it's not a secret. Everybody sees these on bikes and everyone's like, oh man, those look so hot. Like you'd just be sweating your ass off. That's what I used to think too, until I finally used one. They're like magic, and you don't have to order some fancy one online. You can literally walk in IKEA and buy one, or order one on Amazon. They don't have to be fancy at all. And if you don't spend a ton of money on it, they get thrashed on a trip. And then when you're done with your trip and they're all gross and oily, you just replace it with another one.
All right, time to head over to Cycle Gear for the other few things that we definitely missed and forgot. But you know, once you start putting thousands of miles on a bike, something with a heavy throttle pull, man, it just, for me anyway, it really starts to hurt my hand a lot. So I'm just not willing to do it without some sort of throttle lock, just to give my hand a break every once in a while. I was like, why is my neck burning? Did I get bit by an ant? I left my freaking metal helmet strap in the sun. Appreciate my man Circus Bear lending me that ram mount so much, but this is definitely better. The ram mount was just falling all over the place. And I got my throttle lock here. I got a couple extra spark plugs, some engine oil, some transmission oil, even though it hasn't leaked a drop yet. So we're just leaving Cycle Gear, and when I tell you, me and David, we play it by the seat of our pants. We literally didn't even know where we're gonna go today. We know we're headed in the general direction of Florida, but you know, we don't have to go the shortest way there. We're not like as the crow flies. And David was just looking around and goes, hey, did you know that Folsom prison is literally like 10 minutes from here? Come on, man. I mean, how many more times am I gonna be in Sacramento? I don't know if I'll ever. This is actually Folsom Boulevard. Would you look at that? For people who live here, they probably could care less, but come on. I ain't leaving here without getting a picture in front of Folsom Prison. As we pass the train tracks, this must be the train they're talking about. This is the train from Folsom Prison Blues, man. Holy crap. Got goosebumps right now. If you guys didn't know, I am a gigantic country music fan. So riding my motorcycle past the train tracks that Johnny Cash was singing about in Folsom Prison Blues is just, it's a bucket list item, man. This is so cool. Folsom State Prison. You gotta remind yourself, it's not a tourist attraction. I mean, it is, but it's definitely not. This is still a prison. And whatever you want to think about Johnny Cash, obviously I loved his music. But even more so than his music was just the fact that the 60s and 70s, him being in country music and choosing to perform for prisoners, choosing to, you know, like he says, like the song goes, the man in black, choosing to show out for the people who get it the least. And maybe even they don't deserve it at all too, you know, that's totally a thing. But being an advocate for the people who are downtrodden and deserve it the least and are overlooked, and maybe they've done some horrible things, but maybe they got a shot at redemption, man. Maybe they can come back from that. But they can't come back from that. They can't get that shot at redemption unless someone still believes in them. And to me, when people wonder, why do you have a Johnny Cash tattoo? It's not about the music. His music's great. That's neither here nor there. But it's everything else about the man. That's what I love. And probably the most famous example of that is Johnny Cash singing at Folsom Prison. Well, unsurprisingly, there was definitely some rules for Folsom Prison, such as no video. So, pretty heavy place, you know. I'm glad we got to see it. It's definitely a bucket list item for me, but the whole concept of it all is just definitely very, really heavy. The guard was definitely very helpful, although stern, which, I mean, he's a prison guard, so I imagine stern comes with the territory. But still very helpful, gave us a little history, talked to us for a minute, and David asked his name because he wanted to thank him, and he wouldn't give us his first name, which I was like, man, I get it, like, whatever, you know, especially because I came up with the GoPro, and we walked around, and David said, oh, that was a test. I wanted to see if he'd give me his name, because he goes, prison guards aren't supposed to, because people who come from the outside might be trying to learn their name to get some kind of leverage and back and forth. So I was like, oh, dang, well, I didn't know that. Well, we got our picture in front of the sign. I'm sure they probably don't like that, but one last act of defiance. We'll run the red light at Folsom State Prison. That one's for Mr. Cash. It's just gorgeous, man. I love California. It's a bummer to see everything kind of brown like that. No, the chances of fire is so high, but still gorgeous. Just come over a hill and see this kind of beauty spread out in front of you. Just even just right here in the town. As beautiful as the California cities are, and I do think they're absolutely gorgeous, it's time to get the hell out of the city and hit the countryside. I've just been doing so much non-city driving, which is not normally like me. Normally I love seeing city centers. I love like the nightlife. I love all that. That's not what this trip is about. This trip's about seeing those parts of America that look exactly the same as they did way before man was here. That's what I want to see. So we're busting out of Folsom Prison. We're heading out to Mariposa, and from there we're going to take the scenic route up to Yosemite National Park. Really looking forward to that one. California just never disappoints, man. It just feels like a Mario Kart track or something. I don't know why I'm getting those vibes from it. Definitely feels like something you'd have a kart on. This is amazing. Wow, man. Dude, right outside of the city. If you live in Sacramento and you ain't been down here and you own a motorcycle, you fucking up, man. This is phenomenal. Damn. And we even got close to Yosemite yet. And that's already what it looks like. My God, people say that you gotta plan adventures out, but I'll tell you this, man. I have more fun on the unplanned ones than ones that I try to figure out how to cram every little thing into it, as opposed to me and David just literally standing outside of the cycle here, pulling up a map and going, hey, what's around here? Oh, Folsom State Prison, Yosemite National Park? That seems pretty good. Let's go do it. As always, I open my mouth too soon because it immediately gets more amazing. Just a few miles after the last one we did. What's neat about that is, and David always says this, and I completely agree with him, is, you know, you should be happy about what you just did. The ride we just took through those vineyards was absolutely gorgeous, amazing. This is more so. That doesn't make the last one suck. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this too. Ooh, unlike the Sportster, even though this Shovelhead ain't fast, it ain't got no problem climbing. The big twins got it, baby. The 883 Sportster might actually be just as fast as this, the Evo Sportster, but this has definitely got way more hill climbing power. Oh my gosh. Oh, this looks like an awesome little downtown. Calaveras, I think, is the name of this town. Dude, it looks like a old little, not quite Old West, but I love this town. That definitely looks like Old West stuff. That is super cool. Man, this is awesome. And they got their small town game on point out here in California. In Tampa, you know, you might not be able to buy a wood carving in a small town, but you can definitely catch hepatitis and get stabbed. Although, like I always say, you can get yourself stabbed just about anywhere if you try hard enough. Glory hole recreation area? Don't mind if I do. Damn, what causes those steps up there like that? Like, it's obviously got to be natural. I don't think, are people farming stuff up there? Did you freaking look at that? Fucking amazing. Oh yeah, this is exactly the view I was hoping for. Oh my God. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think a Shovelhead can be an adventure bike? Only one way to find out, baby. I think we're probably not supposed to be out here on the bikes, but I wanted to get a picture. This is freaking amazing, isn't it? I think David said it best. Because you just never know what you're gonna stumble into next. Over a bridge, over this like blue lake. The blue of this water, it just looks almost artificial. I know it's not, but it looks like the same kind of blue that the Jaws ride is at Universal, like that kind of, or like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, or whenever they do those stunt shows, it looks almost like the artificial blue when they want something to look like blue water. Anyway. We had to pull over here because, I mean, how could we not? Look at this place. Absolutely amazing. And it's so cool seeing like 79 Shovelhead
2022 Lowrider ST, old versus new, black hammer, white lightning, at it again. And I know where the fishing rod is. It's in the other saddlebag. Oh shit. As David goes like, can you let me take a piss in peace, please?
Oh, sorry, Matt. I don't know if the Road Glide SC was meant for off-roading, but here we are. It's not David's fault though, it's fine. He was just following me. And if I'm on the bike and I take it somewhere stupid, then it's David's fault, not mine. I was just following him. Well, any bike's an adventure bike if you just point it in the right direction, right? Every bike's a dirt bike. Every bike can go off-road. Just point it in the direction of not a road and twist the throttle. There you go. You're going off-road, baby. But my 44-year-old Shovelhead has been being very nice to me, so let's take it back on-road because I don't think it was designed to do this. All right, on the road again. Yosemite bound, baby. Definitely got to be careful of them right-handers with that big old pipe hanging down. That right-hander like that is fine because there's a, unless there's an oncoming car, I guess, but you start surfing on that pipe off the lane and some of these mountain roads we're going to be going to, you'd be surfing right off the edge. Although I guess I'd take my chances with the edge of a mountain and underneath the wheels of a car. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a reason for the name. I assume it has something to do with the railroads, but Chinese camp, store, and tavern. I don't know, I had to pull over and see what this place was like. Plus, a cold drink and a pretty garden sounds really nice right about now. It was in the 50s this same day. Now it's in the 90s. Well, this place is full of rocks.
Dude, we're hanging out here in the Chinese garden, and there's freaking hummingbirds. I've never seen a hummingbird in the wild before. I've had a hummingbird feeder forever, and I was just like, jip. Never saw one hummingbird on that sucker. Of course, you guys who see hummingbirds all the time are like, yeah, they're everywhere, dingus.
Well, guess what? I haven't seen them.
Well, on our way to Yosemite, I don't know if we're gonna get to see very much. We just ran into a couple of locals there at the Chinese garden, and they go like, man, if you ain't got a reservation, you can't even drive through Yosemite. I was like, I ain't even trying to camp, dude. I just wanna drive through it. So y'all know me though, I ain't gonna cry. Even if I don't get to see Yosemite, look at this absolutely gorgeous place spread out in front of me. I'm already winning. There is just something primal. Something, when I say primal, maybe not primal, but just something that throws you back to barreling down a California desert road on your way into Nevada. Just on an old Shovelhead like this, it makes me just wish those hallucinogenics were still working. Because this seems like something straight out of a Hunter S. Thompson book. Lost for words, baby. At a loss for words. Even if we don't get to go into Yosemite, you know what? That is just fine. This road is all worth it. Climbing, baby. 2,000 feet and going up. Oh, God bless whoever built this road, because you did a good freaking job. And yeah, it's like, I always say it, but it's like, dude, these roads were originally built by like a bunch of dudes with a donkey, a cart, and some dynamite, okay? And now here we are on with these machines. Freaking amazing. "44-year-old American iron, baby." I ain't exactly slaying the roads, but it's a heavy bike. You know, it has a lot more power than the Sportster, but it doesn't rev nearly half as hard. I was crowing about how much easier the big twin did hills until I have to rev fast, and I'm like, it doesn't rev like the Evo does, like the 4-cam Sporty, that's for sure. I think David might have a slight advantage on the Lowrider ST-117 back there. I don't know. I would reckon I'm having just as much fun though. Dang, the Iron Door Saloon? I could be into it. All these places look like they're booked up already. It is Friday. I forgot what day it was. All of a sudden we're looking at hotels like, dang, they're expensive. I'm like, yeah, it's Friday. Wow. I just caught a glimpse of why Yosemite needs a pass to get in camping, because don't think I got my camera on in time, but we just passed like this overlook into a valley that was, I literally was like, oh my God. I got scared almost. We've been enjoying these like beautiful twisty roads through the national forest here, but it just opened up on this giant valley, and it was, I assume that we're going to get to see it again. I really hope so. Wow. Well, here's something else I love about traveling with David. He doesn't make me feel bad about stopping every 10 miles when there's just an absolutely another wonder thrown in our path by Mother Nature. In fact, he's told me he would be mad at me if I didn't stop. Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about it. The darker you get, the better looking you are.
Well, what the hell happened to you then? Wow, man. Oh my God, I didn't even get to see the other side of it. Dave was right. He goes like, dude, that view, there's probably so much better stuff coming up that we might make that one literally forgettable. I have a feeling he might be right. If we can see enough stuff to make that view we just had back there forgettable, I'm gonna call it a good day. Though it's hard to imagine what could make that view forgettable right about now. It must be from the forest fire. Somebody told us there's a 40-acre forest fire in Yosemite right now. See all those clouds up there? Wow. This place is so gorgeous. Just the air smells like the inside of a log cabin. Alright, coming into the Yosemite National Forest, which apparently we can just go right through. Let's see if the moose says the park is closed. No one even there! Suckers, let's go. Well, you can definitely tell we're climbing because the temperatures literally dropped like 20 degrees in the last couple miles. This is... I've said that a lot this trip. Once again, it's like it's out of a movie. The sun dappling through these gigantic trees here in Yosemite National Forest. It is absolutely insane that we're just allowed to ride our motorcycles through here and do this. I mean, I don't know how old these trees are. I assume some of them are just pretty damn old. Hundreds of years, dozens of years. Older than me and older than this motorcycle. And I think this motorcycle's pretty old. But we got a bunch of trees around here that are way older than it is. All the dreams and schemes of man, they don't mean shit to a tree. I don't deserve this beauty. I'm gonna take it though. You can't stop me. How is this even possible? This doesn't look real. It looks like somebody like color graded my vision right now. I'm just like, who did this? Okay. Who like bumped up the saturation on my eyes? Because this doesn't even, I don't know how this is going to turn out on the GoPro and the 360 cam, but it just literally looks like it looks like a paint. We are still climbing, and it is getting cold enough that I might actually have to pull over and put my hoodie back on. It's getting cold, baby. It's got to be down in the 60s right now. If it gets any colder than this, I'm gonna have to pull over. I am like literally my teeth are chattering right now. I wonder, 8,000 feet. Ooh, 8,000 feet is chilly. David's right. We're just talking about some of the things we didn't see, and I mean we're still not even out of California, and we're gonna have to go all the way back to Tampa. So we're not even out of the furthest across state, but just talking about some of the stuff that we didn't see because we wanted to go see General Sherman, the big redwood or sequoia, whichever one it is, and we get to do it. But David said it perfectly. He says, if this was the only thing we saw on the trip, if Yosemite was the only thing we saw, it still would have been an amazing trip. and we got thousands of miles to go still. We keep going up. It's more up. I'm cold. I'm from Florida. Dude, I'm a lizard, okay? My reptile blood can't take this thin air and these cold temperatures. Climbing still. How high does this go? We already at freaking 8,000 feet before. How much higher can we get here? I know we can't keep stopping, but I was like looking at all this stuff there. I was like, oh my God, dude, look at all this stuff I'm passing.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
And then this right here, I'm like, okay, we're stopping at this one. That's freaking crazy. It's like you can see it just melted down. Like this is where it's just a glacier or whatever happened, just like pushed it out of the way. I wish we could get a closer look at one of those ones that's like going straight out of the rock up there.
That is insane.
Oh, they're officially adventure bikes now. No more road. Oh, I love it. Like I said, any bike's an adventure bike if you point it in the right direction. It's just, I know this sounds so dumb, but I'm like, these mountains are it's just a big rock. Where's all the dirt? Where's all the grass? It's just a big old rock. Come on now. I love it. Sight unseen, 1979 Harley-Davidson Shovelhead. 44-year-old motorcycle. Let's take it off-road on the way home on a 4,000-mile journey. Why the hell not? Every bike is an adventure bike. Just have an adventure. Oh my God. The beauty. The majesty.
You know, I've been trying to get pictures of the bike next to everything, but this one's so beautiful with the sun going down right now. It's okay. This one's good enough without the motorcycle in it. Well, you know how it is. I'm just like, oh yeah, let's get a picture of all this majesty, but with the motorcycle in it. This one's pretty damn good just by itself. Freaking amazing. It's just like you said, around every corner. I keep waiting for a reason to not pull over. We've literally pulled over like every 4 or 5 miles, sometimes even shorter. And I keep going in my head, like making excuses, being like, no, we don't have to pull over this time. Like, no, I can't possibly pull over again. Because you're like, you keep going like, oh, we need to make time. But first off, we don't have to make time. Second off, like David said, it's like, if there's a reason to pull over, there's a reason to pull over. And this is a reason to pull over.
And the adventure continues. Just walking down that lake and back. Bro, I'm telling you, literally, I am so out of breath, it's not even funny. It's real. Oh, look at somebody paddleboarding out there. That water's gotta be freezing. What are you thinking? Watch for rocks. How can I not see them? The whole place is made out of a big old rock. Look at it. This is... I don't know what I was expecting from Yosemite. I don't know if it was this. This is just absolutely... I see why everybody... I didn't know. I had no idea what it was. I'm just like, oh, well, Yosemite Sam? Isn't like Yogi Bear? Isn't he in Yosemite Park? I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting this. That's for sure. I see why so many people have this place on their bucket list. Freaking insane. Just coming down into this valley to that. Wow. $9,000 feet? 9,000 feet? We're over 9,000? We're still going up? My bike is having trouble breathing. I could barely run my motor mouth right now. This is not good. Although there's plenty of people out there are probably like, thank God, keep Shade Tree Surgeon at 10,000 feet at all times. That's a wolf. That was a wolf. Or a coyote. I don't know if there's wolves out here. Okay. Next to the stream and still going up, over 9,000, I have stopped being cold and I'm officially freezing. Of course, I didn't pack anything better than just like a windbreaker and I had to buy a hoodie. This is what you get for being unprepared. How was I supposed to know? It's freaking July, man! Never shivered in July so much in my entire freaking life. I'm gonna tell you, the old shovel, It's putting up a good fight, but at 10,000 feet, it's struggling right now. Well, Yosemite National Forest, Park, whatever it is, that was freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Who am I thanking? Well, thank whoever built the road. Thank you, thank you, Mother Nature. That's for sure. Thank you, Harley-Davidson, for building the 79 Shovelhead for me to do this on. And thank you, all you guys, for encouraging me to do dumb shit by watching my videos. And, you know, thanks to all the dudes who built those roads, man. Can't imagine how many lives were lost and how much engineering it took to originally cut these roads through these mountains. It's just wild. And they set them here just for some fat dipshit on an old piece of crap Harley to ride down one day and enjoy. Feels pretty good, man. All the engineering of man. I stand upon the pinnacle of a lifetime, 1,000 lifetimes of engineering to ride this motorcycle down this road. Feels pretty damn good. We're outside of Yosemite. It's just as good. This is the road that doesn't stop giving. I think it's called Tioga Canyon. And so on whatever, it just runs through Yosemite and then out the other side. So I imagine that the canyon or valley or whatever you would call this area, that where there's snow on top of that mountain. No wonder it's cold. Holy mackerel, dude. Why is there snow? Why does snow exist in July? That should not be allowed. Who let them do that? I need to speak to a manager right now. Give me the park ranger, man. Where's he at? Are we allowed to be snow here? There's snow there too. What in the hell? Who let that happen? I wonder if we could get down there and get on top of that to take a picture. Let's see how brave I am. This brave. Wow. Holy crap. Snow.
We'll have some better temperatures, you know?
Yeah, it's got to be in the 50s or even 40s right now. I don't know who's in charge here, but I need to speak to a manager because not only did we run out of road, but there's snow. Who let that happen? It's freaking July, man. Why is there snow out here? I feel like this should not be allowed, but then again, you know, a shovelhead probably shouldn't be allowed out here either. I was just so full of piss and vinegar when I rode it up here, and now I'm just like, damn, dude, now we got to get it back down. It looks hard. Well, I am in charge of editing, so let's go. Let's leave this poor guy down here to peace. He's probably like, will these assholes get the fuck out of here? It's like I picked this spot for a reason. Coming in, literally wants to get away from the world in his own little secluded spot. We bring Harley-Davidsons and me freaking yelling even though I can barely breathe. Piece of cake, especially when you got David holding on to the sissy bar, but you guys can't see that. So it's like it's not happening, right? Hell yeah. Perfect. Like it was made for it. The Shovelhead was made for adventure, baby. I freaking duck walk the thing out of there. All right, you can do this. Okay. Oh. Yes. I'll never learn my lesson. All right, let's leave these poor campers in peace. I'm out here freaking shouting across the whole valley about to cause a freaking landslide, yelling about snow and off-road Harleys. And everyone here is like, will you please shut the fuck up? Ah! Just got hit in the face with so many gnats. Oh, thank God. 6 miles of a 6% grade going down. Please let it warm up even a couple of degrees. This is ridiculous. Holy mackerel. Okay, now that I'm seeing these, how far it goes down here, yeah, I'm really believing the whole 10,000 feet thing.
Whoa. That goes all the way down. Wow. Oh, and somewhere down there is warmth. Okay, we're finally back down to 9,000 feet. Oh, if my bike broke down at 10,000 feet and I had to walk out of there, I don't even know if I could walk out of there. That's how out of breath I was. Your boy Shadetree needs to lay off the ding-dongs. Eat a frickin' carrot once in a while or something. Jeez, oh Pete. 8,000 feet. And literally already warmed up by like 10 degrees. Just dropping to frickin' 1,000 feet. It's crazy. Well, Black Hammer and White Lightning are fast running out of luck. We made it here by the skin of our teeth just in time to pay $8 a gallon for gas. Just as we finished paying for the gas, they shut off the pumps. Minutes later, we tried to get some food and they shut down the restaurant. So there's one restaurant open about 30 minutes away. We're gonna see if we can get there in time to have a bite to eat. Otherwise, it's gas station burritos for us. Everybody's just abandoning ship. There ain't no gas for a while after this. They know they got you over a bucket, $8 a gallon. Although David went to a place in Big Sur and he paid $9.50 a gallon. All right, do we have a little bit of luck left? We've been so damn lucky all day. We might have run out. I don't know where we're going. It looks like there is nothing and nothing and nothing forever. But apparently there's a pizza place out here. I don't know if we're gonna have to like trade our soul for it or not. This pizza place in the middle of the goddamn forsaken desert. I guess we're about to find out. I think David's soul is worth a lot more than mine, so maybe we could just use part of his. It says we're less than 5 miles away. I still see no signs of a town, or apparently the Devil's Pizza Parlor. What the hell is going on up here? I mean, I guess it's a town. Here we are. Damn, all right. What is this place doing out here? Literally in the middle of nowhere. Smack dab in the middle of the desert. What in the hell? What kind of witchcraft is going on out here? This is a whole ass town. Amazing. Now, hopefully that pizza place is still open. Damn, all right. Well, apparently they're open. And people got plenty of souls to give up right now. Because it looks like it's the most popular place in town. Can you believe this town is just out here in the middle of freaking nowhere?
I see the sign that says city limits, and what city limits? There's fucking no.
How I was like, what is this place gonna be? And then we come up here and like the parking lot's packed.
So earlier when we were up in the mountains, David goes, you know what I could go for? Spaghetti and meatballs. And I'm just thinking, I didn't say anything, I'm thinking in my head, where in the middle of the freaking desert do you think you're gonna get spaghetti and meatballs, you absolute fool? Well, here you go, bud. David got his spaghetti and meatballs, and you know what? It seemed like a pretty good idea, so I did too. I still can't believe that this place is out here in the middle of nowhere, so. Okay, man. This is good. Damn, dude. Store-bought meatballs and sauce. Well, look good in the picture. Oh, man. Getting meatballs in the middle of the desert sounded too good to be true. Guess what? It was. Y'all want to know how to check the oil on a Shovelhead? It's gonna leak oil on you anyway. You might as well put a little bit extra on there. Okay, I've burned a little oil, but I haven't leaked any oil.
Yeah, I was bragging on it earlier. Not a single drop of oil on the ground, except for the stuff I've spilled out of the bottle. Not a single drop of oil around the Shovelhead, but some of it's mysteriously gone anyway. Huh. Weird. Also, my rear brake stopped working. So we've got two things down. We got a broken speedo and no rear brakes. And only about, what do you say, we got like 2,500 miles? Not bad. What else could go wrong? I'm also like crowing about the bike. Let's make sure it starts before I'm all like, this bike is amazing. What are people talking about, Troublehead? It's fine. All right, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Hey, baby. Like a champion. Like a top. Like a top. Oh, Mammoth Lakes. Pretty damn cool little place. Just like out here in the... Whoa! There's a big old mountain over there. We came in the dark last night. I didn't see that. Guess that's what everybody's here for. Seeing as there's still snow on the top, I gotta imagine that it's a lot of skiing gets done around here. Because this town just looks like it has a ton of money, but it's literally this weird oasis in the middle of nothing. It is in the middle of nothing. There's no indication that there should be a town here at all. Wow. No wonder people want to come here. I thought we were in the middle of the desert. I guess it is the desert? I don't know. It felt like the desert last night. We're definitely in the middle of nowhere, but it's gorgeous. Anyway, Mammoth Lakes, it's been fun, even though the spaghetti and meatballs at the pizza place, it'll make a turd. I guess it's called Joe's Pizza, not Joe's Spaghetti and Meatballs. Woo! Cinderella, Gypsy Road, taking us on out of town, baby. We gotta make some time. All of a sudden, David called up Cindy, and she says, "What do you mean you've been on the road for 3 days and you're still in California?" So, there were some sights to see in California. We definitely took our time through Yosemite and a few other places. We're going to burn ass across Nevada because Utah is calling our name. Just looking at this landscape, I mean, we're doing it from a road, which definitely wasn't here back in the day, but all those paintings that David Mann did of people crossing the desert with mountains in the background when they were on a shovelhead, this is what they were looking at. Maybe the road was a little shittier. Maybe they didn't have a GoPro on their helmet and a cell phone on the handlebars, but I am experiencing what they experienced on the same motorcycle. And it's so cool to know that people are still doing it, like on new bikes. Like David's back there on that brand new Lowrider ST, the pinnacle of sport touring from Harley-Davidson. You know, maybe not the pinnacle of sport touring. All you the Euro boys will jump down my throat about that. But when you're rolling through these soon-to-be Nevada, sorry city, soon-to-be Nevada deserts, doing it on a piece of American steel. Let me tell you, I love all motorcycles, but I grew up freaking looking at David Mann paintings and Easy Rider, and it just feels right. Although I will admit that the David Mann paintings might not have been my favorite part about the vintage Easy Riders lying around my friend's house. There was a couple other parts of Easy Rider that 10-year-old Josh liked a whole lot more than pretty paintings of motorcycles in the deserts. What can I say, baby? All dogs go to heaven, all right? So I'm gonna be a dog till I die. Just always go through this and I just try to burn it on my memory. It never quite works. And I guess that's a good thing that it never quite works, because the fact that it doesn't work, that it means every time I come back out to the desert out here in California, Nevada, I just get to experience the majesty of all this all over again. And it feels really, really good. I wouldn't ever want to get tired of this, and I don't see how I could. All right, we've dropped like 2,000 feet in the past few miles, and I know where we're headed. We're headed to Death Valley, which is slightly ominous. I've been in Death Valley, but I've never ridden across Death Valley. But somebody who lives in the desert tell me this. How is this just like, we just went from forest to real desert, but then there's just randomly this patch of green and trees over here. Like there's just random grass out here. I don't understand how this works. But it looks very nice over there. It looks like a very nice Swall Meadows. Yeah, Paradise is right. Looks like an oasis over there. It just reminds me of Fallout. Like when you go into that Fallout 3, when you go into that one area that's still really nice and there's like the living tree there that you can choose to burn down. I feel like this is that place. Well, seeing as we're going through Death Valley, we should probably get gas. I don't know how sparse the gas stations are around here, but judging from how everybody's filling up right now, we should definitely get some gas. Well, here we go. We just ran into my man here who just said, open range cows? He said, pack some waters because we're about to hit 130 miles of nothing. We appreciate the tip, my man. All right, hitting Death Valley. We got water, we got gas. I think we're set up, baby. Water, gas, and 44-year-old Harley-Davidson. Well, luckily I got David back there on the Road Glide ST to go get help on something reliable in case old reliable doesn't quite make it across Death Valley. This would be a bad place to break down. I can definitely see that. Definitely a bad place to break down or crash. There is a whole lot of nothing. I don't even see any other cars on the road. You want to talk about feeling alone? Well, I got David back there. And, you know, all the little voices in my head when that, maybe it was a micro, maybe it was a macro dose of psilocybin's kick in. But, you know, hey, if Hunter S. Thompson could do it through the desert, so can I, right? Must be something to it. These roads are looking pretty treacherous, so let's hope it was more on a micro dose. How is this even a road that you take to get across the country? Have I just not been out here? This is just how they do it? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's freaking amazing. Not complaining at all. Woo! Well, here I thought this route across the desert was going to be a straight, flat line. No wonder everybody wants to ride through the desert. I'll tell you, it's pretty much a straight, flat line if you ride through Texas. I guess not when you ride through Nevada. This is wonderful. Nothing around, nothing but a freaking beautiful curvy road through the desert. Dude, this was made for motorcycles. Oh my God, dude, I didn't even know. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. Hell yeah. Dude. Okay, I see what David Mann was painting about out here. This is freak awesome. First car I've seen in like 10 miles. Ooh, just me and the bike now. My music is over. Last song, Detroit Rock City by Kiss. A little bit of an ominous tune for riding alone through the desert, but still a banger. But I'll tell you, oh, that is so cool. I don't mind, man. Just me and the sound of this bike. And I'll tell you what, man, maybe if you don't like the way that Harleys sound, it wouldn't be for you. But if you like the way a Shovelhead sounds, and I think that's about the most classic sound you can get out of a Harley, that is beautiful music out here. Whew, we are climbing up this mountain too. And I'll tell you, the steeper the grade and the higher the elevation, the more upset this Shovelhead gets. I'm having to twist it wide open at certain points. It's still better than the Sportster at climbing. I guess, maybe. It just doesn't rev as it revs so slow compared to the Evo Sportster that you're like, is it okay? Is this thing broken? The other difference is, too, with this vintage motor, the Sportster, the 883, I didn't mind just keeping that thing singing just high up in the RPM range. Whereas this thing, I just hear from everybody, you really don't want to keep them above 3,000. They can go above 3,000 RPM certainly, but you don't want to keep them there for too long. But in order to squeeze any power out of this thing, I'm really having to rev it pretty high the higher we get, and this road is just going straight up. Trust me, I'm still having fun. I just don't know if the bike is. And again, not where I want to break down. This is just absolutely some of the most amazing roads I've been on in my life. This is insane. This is just out here for anybody to do? Hell yeah, dude. If you're on a sport bike, and trust me, I'm loving doing it on the shovel, just knowing that people back in the day were doing this on shovels, on this vintage piece of American iron, it just makes it that much cooler. But I imagine if you're a sport bike fanatic, if you like going fast, man, these are the roads for you. Because it is just nothing but up and up, and I ain't seeing 25 yards of straight road. And it goes down to one lane? Come on, baby. That was just too cool.
You know what? Anybody who says there's nothing to see has never driven a motorcycle.
I know, man. Dude, I had to stop and get a picture there. That was freaking amazing. This whole thing is amazing. Just, David just had it right, man. If they say there's, people tell you there ain't nothing to see in the desert, they are a damn liar. Just like we felt yesterday in Yosemite, I would have made the whole trip just to do this. I can't believe riding across America can be this entertaining. And you're just like, all you're doing is just traveling from one end to the other, but God damn, there's just like something to see around every freaking corner. And you wonder why this country has such a car culture, you know, and such a traveling culture. And, you know, sometimes you worry about that getting lost when people, you know, don't even want to get their driver's license sometimes anymore. And I'm like, man, if you're watching this and you're 14, 15 years old and you think you can see it all without getting a driver's license, going out and traveling, man, I don't know what to tell you, but you are freaking missing a whole lot. Yeah, me and David are feeling just about the same way. That was freaking awesome. It is just so nice freaking going out here with David, because when it comes to just going through hell and high water just to do freaking 50 miles of the most amazing road we've seen, he's just about as excited, not just about, as excited or more excited than I am to do it. And I love that. Oh my Lord. What a freaking treat. If you live in California or Nevada and you haven't done this route 168, you are freaking missing out. I would ride it just to freaking ride down it and ride right back. And if we weren't going back to Tampa right now, I'd probably do just that. I'd ride one way and go, that was pretty cool. Let's just go back the other way and do it again. I could do this all damn day. And so far, so good. Up until this point, the Shovelhead has been willing to do it all day. Me and David have literally been putting in like 16-hour days on these bikes, which of course the Lowrider ST has no problem with that 117, but I haven't had a single complaint out of the Shovelhead either. I mean, it did burn a little bit of oil in protest, but we just topped it right off. No harm, no foul. Got to keep those spark plugs lubricated, you know? Wow. And just look at that road. Dude, it's crazy when you can look at the road you're on. And this is just the cool part about riding through a valley as opposed to riding through a mountain. You can look at the road that you're on and just see it disappear into nothing. That is freaking wild. What is that? Some sort of weird lake out there. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go swimming in that. Is there some freaking kind of radioactive pond out here? I don't know, there's like green stuff all around it. That's crazy. What was a lake doing out here? That is just road into nothing, into them mountains. That's what it's going. This is just a main line up between the bosoms of Mother Earth. I like it, baby. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I don't know what drives me to want to ride ridiculous equipment across very long distances through terrain that it's not suited for, but I like it. You don't have to know what drives you, I guess. You just got to go ahead and enjoy it. And I am enjoying the hell out of it. I feel like if I try too hard to figure out why I want to do it, then I might not enjoy it as much. Is there something wrong with me? Probably. Do I want to fix it? No. Hey, we were just there. Oh, man. That's our long straight road down there. Just passed a whole bunch of BMW test cars. You can tell they've got that weird paint job on them that's supposed to prevent you from seeing what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Makes sense that they're out here testing them in the desert. Especially on these roads. Now here comes another pack of the The Beamer test cars. God, I've literally seen like 10 of them at least. Well, they weren't kidding when they said free-ranging cattle. Those suckers are hanging out right next to the road. Finally in Nevada. Man, see you later, California. Well, it's more like hi and bye, Nevada. We're pretty much just blasting through Nevada, heading straight to Utah, but whew, there you go, Cindy. We're finally out of California. That took a while, but there's a lot to see.
I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. It's cracking me up. We sat here, we pulled over just to take a drink of water, and every single cow over there, dead eye staring at us. You pull over, and a lot of people don't pull over too often out here in the desert. You know, we just needed a drink of water. You know, it's a freaking couple 100 miles and nothing, so you don't even have a gas stop to stretch your legs. Man, it's just so rewarding to pull over here. It's gotta be like 72 degrees out. The weather's absolutely perfect. It's July, you know? I imagine it gets cold at night, but right now it's absolutely gorgeous. You walk under the shade of this poplar tree and you see that there's water here. So anywhere there's a tree, I gotta guess that there's water. There's not much water, but it's down there. David just looked across the street. There's water over there too. This other poplar over here, just like falling over to get out from underneath the shade of this one, and it was all reaching for the sun. And it's just, you hear little birds chirping, and the air is so still and silent, and it smells so good, and you might go like, why would anybody live in the desert, right? I don't want to, but in here underneath this tree, I can absolutely see why someone would want to.
It was just nice to stand there for a moment and ponder the manner of things beneath the shade of the poplar tree. But time to hit the road. There's beer calling my name at the end of this. We took a right turn back there, like the first actual like stop sign and turn we taken in probably over 100 miles, heading straight into Vegas. And before that, it was just nothing but easy breezy, beautiful cover girl rolling on down the road at 70 miles an hour. Now we're in this big old straight line to Las Vegas, and as soon as we made that right hand turn, it was like bam, 50 mile an hour headwinds. Just no windshield on this sucker. It's time to hunker down and bear it. You know, it's pretty rare when the Shovelhead has to pass something and the speed limit's 70 miles an hour. I'm just gonna relish this moment. I wanna look at that BMW there putting in work. I wonder if that's another test mule. Aha! I see Civilization, which is just in time because I think I got like well over 100 miles. It'd be like 130 some miles on this tank, and definitely pushing it to the limit as to, well, I don't know what the limit is. I don't know how far the Shovelhead can go in a tank, but at least 130 miles. Now, hopefully there's gas up there. There we go. Gas as soon as you pull in. Oh man, the prices are pretty decent for them being the only game in town. Look at this place. This is freaking awesome. Dude. Hell yeah. Oh, what a treat to pull into this oasis. They really know they're the first gas station, man. They're freaking playing it to the hilt.
All right, well, a couple 100 miles through the desert. Made a whole hell of a lot easier by a couple pieces of sheepskin from IKEA. I will tell you, it doesn't seem like it would make that big of a difference. It makes all the difference in the world. What happens is, if you've ever been on a long motorcycle ride, especially if you're a bigger guy like me, what's gonna happen is your ass sweats and the sweat doesn't have anywhere to go, and it starts to hurt really, really bad. This helps, and like I said, I've been doing enough long distance road trips to know that I needed to kind of come up with my own stuff because I know what I need and I know what I want. So I'm working on this, which looks like a stick of deodorant. They're helping me develop this. It has CBD in it. Imagine you're wearing a pair of Daisy Dukes. So you take this and you rub it all over everything that a pair of Daisy Dukes would cover. And again, it helps out a lot. And it's been working great on this trip. Like I said, we worked on a couple different formulas, but the one I got right here is working really well. The other thing I'm working on is there's Icy Hot, there's BioFreeze, but for me, I always want something like a little bit stronger. So again, this has got CBD in it, and it does sort of the same thing as those other ones are doing, except this doesn't have any weird dye in it to make it blue or green. And I got like a really bad pain in my middle knuckle. I have my sciatic that acts up, and then like every other gas stop, I just squeeze some of this stuff out and rub it on there. And I'll tell you, the next 200 miles, feels like a lit match for a little while. Doesn't exactly feel super pleasant, but it really relieves the pain for a couple 100 miles afterwards. I usually end up only using it about 3 times a day. But again, been through a couple different formulas. This one is working like a champ. I always love all the really wild cars you see out west. Some people might not look twice at it, but these coupes, this SL 500 like this, I would freaking give my pinky for one of those cars. Especially you put that, you know, 1980s Miami drug dealer body kit on it. Primo. This whole store is pretty cool. I'll tell you, these are definitely the creepiest bathroom signs I've ever seen. You know, to be honest, every sign at the store is pretty creepy. Why does this cow look like it's on page 37 of Pornhub right now? What exactly are you trying to sell me here?
Lubed up with my various balms, tinctures, and ointments for all my little aches and pains, and time to eat, baby. That place doesn't look open. All right, well, we're gonna go to the 95 Eatery, but it looks deserted. The sign says it's open, but it looks deserted enough that David's right. If the locals ain't going, maybe we ought to avoid it. So, Happy Burrow, chili and beer. I didn't originally pick this place only because a hot bowl of chili in Death Valley doesn't exactly sound very refreshing.
I dig this place. Of course, you know, anywhere with a stripper pole, I'm usually a fan of. Chili's hot, but the beer is cold, baby. Normally I don't drink a beer in the middle of the day because sometimes it makes me tired, but after making it through Death Valley, I'll make an exception. It's good and it's cold. Alright, I originally said chili doesn't sound very appetizing after going through Death Valley, but they got awards for chili, so we gotta try it. And thank you, because what I hate is when someone gives you a chili dog and they expect you to pick it up with the bun and eat it like a hot dog. Freaking psychopath. Give me a fork and knife. It's a chili dog, dude. like I understand that a hot dog is handheld, but when you're spreading the chili, no. So, hell yeah. Let's see how it is. Delicious. It is. It's freaking good.
It's been fun. The chili was amazing. Your milk advertisements are strangely erotic. I don't know how I feel about it. Time to hit the road, baby. Zion awaits. This place does look wild, though. Don't really care to go to a casino, but that looks really, really cool. It looks like there's a couple sheriffs over there waiting for someone to run the stop sign or break the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. Death Valley RV Park, and it's got a little smiley face on the sun. I don't think so, baby. The sun is a deadly laser. I'll put a little smiley face on it. Good, better, Beatty, the gateway to Death Valley and the deadly laser, the deadly smiling laser of the sun. I don't know, man. Something, again, getting the uncanny valley from that sign. Definitely getting big Fallout New Vegas vibes from that town. I don't know about that. And just like that, right outside of civilization again. It don't take much to get out into the nothing out here. Just looking at this big red hill over there, I have no idea what it is. Is that like iron or something? Is that why it's red? Is it rusting? I got no clue. Looks like there's some kind of machinery up there, so somebody's doing something with it. All right, you guys know that I am a gigantic child. I'm literally a 9-year-old trapped in a 38-year-old's body. David is indulging me right now. We're going to the Area 51 Alien Center. I mean, we gotta get water somewhere. Might as well be here. Dude, I bet the prices are out of this world.
I wrote an article for Easy Rider.
You wrote an article about that?
Yeah, I call it sometimes you're a biker and you don't even know it.
Our man here just told us a story, how he rode for, how long was it?
No, 15 years, 38. Was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Still drove another 12.
So still rode for another 12 years after you're diagnosed with Parkinson.
40 to 60,000 miles a year.
Dude, you are the freaking man. And then he goes, you said you were upset until you found Miatas.
Well, when I retired them, I bought a 200 price.
Yeah.
I pulled into the dealer to have it serviced, for warranty. And there was a 2016 Madison there.
Yeah.
Bought us the next day.
You are the epitome of never stop having fun, however you can have it. That was freaking awesome, man. It's so awesome to meet you, man. I'm Josh, by the way. Larry, good to meet you, man.
RV park across the street.
That's right. It just gave me goosebumps, man. As long as you can get up out of bed, you can have a good time.
David got some ice cream. We heard an awesome story. We got an Area 51 keychain. I swear to God, that story with Larry gave me goosebumps. That was very cool. I'm not making that up for the camera. I made him tell the story twice. David told me earlier, man, you're almost never disappointed by just being nice to people. Someone walks up to you and you just take the time to be nice to them, you're rewarded with an awesome story. Awesome story, a little bit of life advice. Never give up, never stop having fun. There ain't no reason to. And if Parkinson's is keeping you from riding motorcycles, there's always Miatas, baby. I truly don't know how you would go through Death Valley, like this area, without a full face helmet. If you just tried to do this with in July at least, I don't know how it is other times of the year, if you just tried to do this with your face out in the open, you would be in for a bad time. I literally can't open my visor. I open it like, every freaking 15, 20 minutes or so just to let a little bit of sweat dry on my face. And that's it. Keep it open longer than a minute and you are hurting. Just feels like someone pointing a blow dryer full blast right up your nostrils. Well, this is going to be an interesting pass on a 44-year-old Harley. Does the shovel have it in it? Well, there's only one way to find out. Can we do it, baby? I figure if this semi can make it... Wait, I don't think the semi's going to make it. Ooh, that's getting dicey up there, guys. That looked like a close one. Oh, shoot, baby. Holy crap. Yeah, that looked dicey. Woo, baby. The old shovel's got it in her. All right. I can't believe that tractor trailer up there just overtook, in the wrong way traffic, overtook 2 RVs, one of which was towing a boat. That's either dumb as hell or bold as brass. You may be a little column A, little column B. Welcome to Pahrump. Well, I don't know what's going on in Pahrump, but it doesn't look like a whole lot. Probably a great place to have a 4-wheeler or dirt bike. It's just crazy that the houses can be like 10 miles apart. Like you could be like, I live way outside, I don't have no neighbors, way out there. But you still can see your neighbors freaking 10 miles away. There ain't no getting away from being able to see somebody in Pahrump because we're just right here in this bowl. Maybe not a dirt bike or a 4-wheeler, just like a bunch of homes over there with their own personal airplane hangars. Maybe if you're into flying, this is your spot. Which I get it, man. If you got enough money to afford a plane, like your own personal, like Cessna or something like that, that's got to be a thrill. There's a lot of communities like this in Florida too, where it's like airplane communities, where they're not even talking about rich people, but just like kind of regular houses, but in an area that has runways and all the houses have hangars. It's 101, 101 degrees out here in the desert. Easy, baby. I'll tell you what, you can always recognize a kindred spirit, okay? Whether it be sea, land, or air. And that right there is a kindred spirit of the sea. Oh, we've left Death Valley and we're now in Mountain Springs, just outside of Las Vegas. And I'll tell you, the temperature has dropped by at least 15 or 20 degrees. It's feeling pretty damn good right now. I mean, I'm talking all my smack about 101 being nothing, but it's not nothing. It was damn hot. Just because it also gets that hot in Tampa doesn't mean it ain't nothing. And this is right outside Las Vegas. I know that everybody just thinks that outside Las Vegas is just like an arid wasteland, and I guess it is an arid wasteland, but it's a real pretty one. Just absolutely amazing, beautiful canyon roads. Like, man, if you own a motorcycle in Las Vegas and you ain't out here riding these roads, you're fucking up, man. Or if you're not out here, in the case of our friend Larry, if you're not out here riding these canyon roads on your motorcycle, or if you can't ride a motorcycle anymore in your Miata, then you're fucking up. There you go. There's Las Vegas over there in the distance. You know, driving around Las Vegas, I can understand how it's easy to just kind of all these mountains that surround it as you're going down the road or you're flying in, they all kind of just blend in and kind of look the same. I'm telling you, It's so important to get off, we're doing that right now, to get off the beaten path and get a little closer to them. Because while they just sort of look like these, like, sort of just brown ruffles and ridges in the landscape when you're driving down the road, and certainly pretty, but nothing very special, you get up closer to them, and it's mind-blowing once you get close enough to see the details of these things. They're so beautiful. And of course, my GoPro is probably not going to do any of it justice, but you know, you just have to take my word for it. Or don't take my word for it. Ride a motorcycle out here. Dude, I'm like looking across these things. To me, they just look like the spines of a giant creature, some giant lizard that's like buried underneath the earth. And just like the right sequence of events will happen, all of a sudden everything will rumble, and just this will be its back, and it'll just rise from the ground. All right, doesn't it look like that? Is that just me? I don't know. Looks like that to me. Might have to push start it. I don't know if it needs it, if the battery's dying, or if it's just got a bad connection. I can hear it clicking. It might just be a bad connection on this battery. Yeah, it's got no clutch on it. Oh no, what? That's why I was missing my rear brake.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to take David to see Red Rock Canyon, and instead, we're going to learn how to work on a shovelhead in Red Rock Canyon's parking lot. It is not starting, but we'll see if we can fix it. Okay, so we know it's that. We'll fix it later. It'll literally take me 5 seconds to fix it. Yeah, I just need a technical.
Thank you, Shelby.
That's what he always says. First thing you check is the connection.
The easy shit. Yeah, no. That's why I said thank you, Shelby.
Thankfully, a very easy fix on the shovelhead. Let's thank Shelby because, as he always says, start with the simple stuff first. We have a no start condition. David went ahead and wiggled the battery, negative battery connection, and there you go. Thank you, Shelby. We didn't even have to dial 1-800-ASK-SHELBY. I've actually been to Red Rocks Canyon once before, although not a whole lot of people watched that video. So, you know, my astute viewers may remember when I went to Red Rocks Canyon on a BMW K1600 GTL Gym Tan Laundry. But for everybody else, this will be y'all's first time here with me. Like I said, all this stuff just looks like formless ruffles in the ground until you get up close to it and you're just going like, wow. It's so worth it to just get a little closer. A little bit of smoke, that's no big deal. Like we said, we're just keeping the spark plugs lubricated. Going from Oregon to Florida, that's the ticket right there, man. I'm imagining going Florida cross country, leaving from Florida, driving into the sun every night. That'd be a big old bummer. You'd literally have to pull over for an hour each evening and wait for the sun to go down. Now we just need to see if we can escape Vegas clean or if we're gonna get hit by that Saturday night traffic. And just like that, we are leaving Las Vegas, baby. Going to hang out with the Mormons. Well, actually, not the Mormons. Hanging out with my good friend Busted Nux. He's been a supporter of the channel for years and years and years, and I know very few people who put down as many miles in a year as old Busted Nux does. And he's ridden out to California to party with me. He's ridden out to Vegas to party with me. I've met him up in a bunch of different places all over this country, and he invited me to his home garage in St. George to give a little love to the shovelhead here before we make that last bid to Tampa. And hey, old Busted Nux is the irresponsible type, so we might even get him to call in Hooky to work with just a day's notice and do Colorado with us too. We'll see. All right, going through some crazy mountain roads right now where in the pitch black. I guess the only thing I really like about this right now, I can see a huge mountain wall right next to me, and that's about it. And after that, I'm just kind of following the white lines of the reflectors. Thank goodness there's reflectors. That's very nice. But I'll just go ahead and be thankful for the giant slabs of rock that I can't see on either side of me as I come into St. George. Because at least there's probably no deer waiting to run across the highway. Other than that, this is pretty sketchy, but let's go ahead and send her, bud. We don't have much of a choice, do we? Fun fact about old shade tree surgeon. Let me tell you something, boys, and it's not just me. I'm 38 years old, and every year that passes, my night vision gets a little shittier, and it like exponentially gets shittier. So I can't see much. It's just kind of shapes. Well, is it even a cross-country trip if there aren't some sketchy mountain passes in the pitch black night? No, it's not. Or at least I assume so, because every other time, which is exactly one other time, it's been sketchy mountain passes in the pitch black dark. Dude, Penske trucks freak me out every time I see them anyway, because I'm just like, they just gave some random dude the keys to that truck and said, here you go. Penske trucks on a frickin' dark mountain road, twisting through the curves. That's definitely, let's steer clear of this guy. Especially since that guy's hauling ass for being in a big old Penske truck. You're hauling ass on these mountain roads, pitch black, and a big old Penske truck like that. You either absolutely know what you're doing or have no idea what you're doing. I don't think there's a whole lot of middle ground. Crossing the Virgin River. Better rename it now.
All right, my man Busted Nux with the hookup has met up with me in multiple different states, is always down for a ride, and is hopefully see if it might have solid lifters. I don't know. Hydraulic lifters in 79, but there's only one way to find out. So far, no. Oh wait, is that a drop of oil? There's already oil in here. Nothing but Harleys in here. There's got to be oil in the ground. Anyway, he greeted us with cold beer, a shop, air conditioning, and a place to sleep, man. If YouTube and motorcycles has given me anything that I really love, it's friends and camaraderie all around the country and all around the world. And I literally just got goosebumps saying that out loud. That is no fucking shit, man. Thank you.
Next time on the Shade Tree Surgeon channel.
Freaking amazing.
I think that the mirror bolt is going to work, and I'm just going to roll with one mirror.
I will say, like, if we were in Florida, maybe that oil leak would be okay, but let's see if there's an Ace Hardware. 4 minutes away. Is it open? It's permanently closed.
What happened is these headlights are actually really easy to find.
Now we still got to see if it starts again.
Something that could potentially be disastrous. The seams are starting to show on the Shovelhead, and let me leak oil over his garage and gasoline, among other various liquids. And you can tell from the large stain that we're in trouble. The exhaust is held on by baling wire there.
All right. Jesus, dude. The starter, as you guys saw yesterday, has ceased to be. It has ceased to start. All right, let's see if we can do 1,200 more miles. Oh, no! Oh, my God, come on, you can do it. Oh, that's it. That's all she wrote. All right. How far can I freewheel for?